everybody. I hope you're having a great day. We're making dinner. We thought we would do some Q&A while we are making dinner. So, this is what we're making. Amelia, what are we making today?
Keto
Here's my
lasagna.
assistant. We're making lasagna. So she is browning the hamburger meat. We've shared this before. I'm going to show you what we use for our noodles. So, the biggest question we get is, what in the world do we feed our kids, or how do you not have to feel like you make 2 meals at a time? Guess what? We don't. We make 1 meal. From the very beginning, we've always made 1 meal. Hold on, I'm going to move this camera a little bit so you can see. We're having lasagna. So I used to use zucchini noodles instead of regular noodles. And now we're doing something called, like, anybody ever make fathead pizza dough? Like, instead of making pizza crust, you can put like cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, eggs, almond flour. I'm using that same base for the crust. First of all, I should back up. Where are you tuning in from and what are you having for dinner? So that's what we're having. I'm going to show you what our crust looks like. I'm going to throw it in the oven. It looks like this. Here's the deal. I'm not a, what's that show that you watch?
Master Chef.
Master Chef. I'm not a master chef at all. So I made the crust. I don't even have a rolling pin, but I spread it out. I'm going to bake this along with 1 more sheet because when I'm done with this, I'm going to cut it in half. So when it bakes, I'm just going to bake it till it's like brown. I will give you the recipe for those of you who love specific exact numbers, but I want you to understand something. I took a bowl. I threw in like 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, 4 ounces of cream cheese. I threw in like so I warmed that up until it was melty, right? And then I threw in like a half a cup or just dumped some almond flour, stirred it up, and 1 egg. That's what I did. There's no rhyme or reason to what I did because no matter what, it makes a cheese crust. So I'm going to bake this. I'll kind of show you what I did actually. While Amelia is, this is what it looks like. I warmed it up, right? Here, you want to know something super funny, you guys? So while you're hopping on, what are you making for dinner? Are you going out for dinner? What are you having? When I first started eating this way, I thought that parchment paper was the same as wax paper. And I soon found out as I was trying to make my first keto dessert 4 years ago, that is not the case. So if you decide that you're going to use wax paper, I'm just going to let you know your oven might start on fire. You're going to have your house smell terrible, and then you're going to wreck everything that you made. Parchment paper is definitely a necessity when you are eating low carb, keto, or anything that has to do with making better food in your oven. So what I did is I made the cheese. I'm smashing it with parchment paper. I don't have a rolling pin. If you have a rolling pin and you're a great master chef, good for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just spread it out thinly and bake it. These are going to be my crust layers, right? So this is my noodles. So when we make this lasagna, Amelia has our meat. We put garlic in it. You could add whatever you want to your lasagna. And I'll show you the sauce that we use. I shop at Costco, so if you follow me at all, you know that I love Costco. This one's a little bit smaller because I obviously didn't measure. So if I don't measure, that means, right, I don't get the very, very good amounts. I need to redo this a little bit. This will be a thinner crust, but I'm just making 1. Usually when I have, like we've made this meal, having guests over, and I have to make like six sheets of this because I'll make like 3 lasagnas, which is easy. It's an easy meal. It just takes a little bit of time. So this is what we're having. If you shop at Costco, that is the best sauce that I found. Hey, Amelia, you want to grab the sauce and show them? This is the sauce that I use. I usually grab just a marinara sauce if you don't have it. Just grab a marinara sauce, the lowest carb, lowest sugar sauce you can find. I think this is the best that I can find. Here's the deal. A pasta meal, even when made low carb, isn't like a perfect low carb meal, right? This is the best sauce that I can find. If you can't find it, most of the time I just get a marinara sauce anywhere I go because it seems like it has less carbs. I'm gonna throw this in the oven. So I make my cheese fathead dough crust. I throw it in the oven until it's golden brown, I don't know, maybe 12 minutes. And as soon as this is done, I'll let it cool off. Hold on, I gotta wash my hands. Emily, you wanna teach them something? She doesn't want to teach you anything. And I'll let it cool off, and then all we're going to do is layer our lasagna. So we have cottage cheese. We love cottage cheese. We'll just make the meat sauce, so it's meat, cottage cheese, noodle. Super simple. That's all we do. So it's a great alternative. Everybody in the house loves it. What? And the meat is burning. So this is a really, really, really easy option. So I'm curious. I was going to answer a couple questions. If you have any questions, what are your low-carb keto questions? What are your meal questions? And today has been a nutso day, I'm not going to lie. Like, I can't even keep up. I had like slave labor over here because I had my daughter answering some questions for me, right? She was helping me. Only because we're doing something fun tonight. We're doing a Zoom. So a lot of you have been asking, like, what in the world does our family do? What in the world is Prove It? So a lot of you have gotten messages from me today reminding you of the Zoom to hop on in about, I don't even know. It's at 9 o'clock Eastern. And so if you want to know more about the Zoom, post Zoom in the comments, and my assistant would be glad to send you the Zoom info.
3 hours.
3 hours. Okay, but we're going to chat for 15 minutes on what we do. So what are you having for dinner? How many layers? So I'm just going to use a pan. I'll probably use this one. And let's see. It doesn't usually cover the whole thing. I think it makes like 4 layers. Right? It'll make like 4 layers. You can make as much crust as you want and then layer it as big as you want. So don't mess up good for perfect. Lasagna is the easiest thing to make. Whether you use the fathead crust or zucchinis, you just make meat. You can throw in your own vegetables. You can throw in your sauce, layer it with cottage cheese because my kids love that. Really, really easy. It's a better option, right? If your goal is to stay dairy free and if your goal is like, I really need some fat loss, this is a pretty heavy meal. So we haven't had it probably in a month and a half. We probably haven't had it in almost 2 months. It's a heavy meal, but it's a great meal. Tacos are really easy, so family meals. I just got off the phone with a lady who was a little bit overwhelmed because she just wants to be able to make one meal, right, and have her whole family eat that way. I want you to understand something. This is a very easy lifestyle to where you can grill burgers, you can grill anything on our grill and add vegetables and salads, right? I've never made 2 meals, ever. If my kids are hungry, they're going to eat what I make, but we've also adapted. So like, we've taken every single meal that we've loved and made it low carb, whether it's lasagna and tacos, and I love meatloaf, but my kids don't love it, so I haven't made that in forever. I love meatloaf, but I don't make it. Any meal you can make low carb, just make it a better option, right? So I'm going to look real quick to see if you have any questions. Will I eat it? Yes. My husband will not. For those of you who've been watching our story, my husband is straight up carnivore, only eats meat, and he's only eaten meat for almost 2 months. He eats steak, so I go to Costco, I buy the massive pieces of steak. So he eats steak, and actually have a salmon that is defrosting for him. So he'll have salmon and steak tonight probably. And super easy. So I know dairy is not something that everybody can have, just so you know. Or some people cut dairy if they're really looking at some fat loss just to get past a plateau. You can make your own sauce. No, you can buy sauce. Just look for sauce that is lower in sugar. There's a lot of sauces that are full of sugar. Or make your own sauce. I just didn't make my own sauce. I don't
think she'd be able to.
I'm not a chef. I'm not even like, the least amount of time I can spend in the kitchen, I'm happy. This is about feeding our family the best that we can without being in the kitchen for hours and hours. I hate it. I hate it because I just don't have time for this, right? I gotta talk to all of you guys, and it's so fun. So, where are we at today? Today, where are we at? We're in Kentucky. Yeah. Where are you tuning in from? How was your day? Share with what you're having for dinner. Share with us your meals. Everybody always wants to know, what can they eat on keto? Give people your meals, because people have this idea that they need 30 different meals. They get bored with their options. This is not a bored lifestyle. It doesn't have to be. But I never think about, I've already eaten burgers this week, I can't eat them again. I think about, today is Wednesday.
Eat burgers every day if she could.
I don't think about what I ate yesterday. I think about, hey, today I need to eat, and what are we going to have? What do we have in the fridge? I don't think about, I'm bored of food. So that's number 1. Number 2, I just heard an amazing news. Who has a Blaze pizza by them? Anybody have a Blaze pizza? I don't know if they're everywhere.
Yeah,
we don't have them
in a lot of places.
We don't have them in Minnesota.
Not in Minnesota.
There are no Blaze pizzas in Minnesota. I gotta check our crust. Is our crust doing okay? But there are Blaze pizzas in Kentucky. If you have a Blaze pizza by you, they have created a keto crust. It has, I know, right, 4 net carbs, You actually can download the Blaze app. You can create your pizza and it will tell you how many net carbs you will have. It's got like cauliflower on it. They use it, but I was just told it was absolutely amazing.
Wow.
I have not tried it, but you can walk into a Blaze Pizza if you were out and about for lunch or dinner and grab the keto crust, right? We are going to try it sometime, but we can't go with Daddy because he doesn't eat pizza and that would just be mean. So I'm going to look really quick to see if there's any questions. Yes, Blaze Pizza, right? Okay, they have a keto one. Does anybody have any questions they want us to help answer? I think that's it. Well, message us your questions. We would love to help. We're having lasagna. I'll take a picture and post it to show you how great it looks. My kids love it. We'll probably share more stories on Instagram about our lasagna.
Probably.
Go follow us. My daughter was making fun of us today because she was like, it's like everything that we do, you record. And I said, you wanted to be famous, and so I'm going to put you on my Instagram. Meaning,
No.
I record my children so that I can remember it someday.
I'm actually surprised
when I'm
she's
sitting
not
at home and I'm
recording
80
this
years
while
old,
she's doing
I am
this.
recording this because it will
No,
always
no,
be here.
No, I'm surprised you're not doing live and recording it at the same time.
My children have to
She
love
asked
me.
me to
I'm
sing
their mother.
so she could post it.
She's working on her ukulele, you guys, and she can play really well, and she can play a really cute song, and she won't sing it for me because she doesn't want me to share it with the world. But what I would tell you is this. If you want to see our lasagna, just go follow me on Instagram, Keto Mom Online, all one word, and I'll show you it, right?
Yeah.
I will show you everything.
And the rest of our life.
Does that bother you? She's reached this preteen stage where I'm not quite sure what to do with her. So if there's any great advice about parenting, like let's just talk about parenting. Let's talk about all of the things on here because there's a lot of moms on here. I always tell her she's my first child. I've never done this before.
On the test subject.
I have to test this and she has to love me. There's not an option. Right?
Help.
So anyways, let me know if you have any questions. I will be talking to lots and lots of you tonight on the Zoom. If you want to be on my Zoom and know more about the company that we love, the company that has an amazing community, if you want or looking for an opportunity, post Zoom below. We will chat. Share your dinners. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you are on Instagram, connect with me. Send me a message and I can follow you and we can watch all of your fun videos. And that's it. If you are in Kentucky, let me know because I would love to connect with you because we do keto mixers or keto life parties in Kentucky, close to Louisville, and we'd love to chat with you and meet up with you. So if you're in Kentucky, let me know. If you're not a big deal. I will talk to a lot of you tonight. We're going to go check on our lasagna that's being made. My husband just walked in the door, so I have to start his steak in the air fryer. I know, so fancy. But he eats his steak in the air fryer. It makes it super. You want to know what he does, actually? You want to know what he's really new, something new he's done for all of you carnivore people? He makes his steak, and then he adds a little bit of butter on top, but then he puts this like collagen stuff that makes it like crusty. And I told you I would come on here and talk about carnivorism. Carnivore. We're not going to do it tonight because I need him to explain it. And he just walked in the door. And we're going to chat for a little bit. So, okay, I appreciate you all. Message me your questions, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.